So, let's talk about some big news. Nimi Nightmare just announced she's getting married. Yeah, this video was gonna be about how her starting a family is so wholesome. Talk about how sweet this news is and laugh at all the unicorns who are crashing out over it. It was gonna be such a fun video. But of course, she had to announce it inside of a burning building that was caused by the downfall of VShojo, a VTuber group that in 2020 launched to critical acclaim and was embraced by the community as one of the most beloved companies that the VTuber industry had to offer, consisting of top talents such as Ironmouse, Projekt Melody, Zentreya, Silverveil, Neanners, Fruit among others. VShojo grew to later be the new home for ex-Nijisanji members reborn as Matarakan, Keinan Kuro, and Michi Mochivi, and even taking in Kson and Neko, who was reborn as Nazuna. Towards the start of 2025, AmaLee even joined the cast. Now, of course, the company, like every other one, isn't perfect. While it lost a few members, namely Silverveil, Veibai, and Neanners in 2023, some of us were quick to say that VShojo was collapsing and that it was not a viable company anymore. But most of us brushed it off, because VShojo on the surface, they appealed to us as one of the most trustworthy companies in the VTuber landscape. After all, we were not far off from the absolute train wreck that was the fall of Nijisanji English the following year, caused by the Tatsuki controversy and the continuing graduations that have followed since, not to mention the alleged cover-up involving an absolute pest. VShojo, by comparison, was a far cry from all that mess, or at least we thought so. Little did we know that VShojo was just as bad, if not worse. Those ex-Nijisanji members who joined this company thinking that they were safe were about to meet again with evil, and got screwed over once again. And it wouldn't be any better for everyone else involved, as we are about to deal with betrayal, robbery, being held hostage by their NDA contracts, and being forced to stay silent on juicy, crazy, insane shit that at the time of recording this, we still don't know what is going on, but as it stands, I can't just stand by and watch our girls suffer. So here we are, talking about the downfall of VShojo. How could such a beloved company that had the love and support of most of the VTuber community fall to shit? Well, what's an alarming sign that things were falling to shit? How about for the fact that in the last few months, VShojo has been losing members one by one, namely Zentreya, Giga, and Matarakan, members who you would think were happy in the positions they were in. After all, Zen needs no introduction. She is a total legend in the community who is the most loyal friend who you can think of, and would rush to support anyone who needed help. The girl is the definition of a superhero. What made her decide to leave and go the independent route? Well, as with every graduation, not just in VShojo, but every VTuber group out there, whether that's huge figures in the company leaving or the company collapsing altogether, we all mourn such a thing because idols in general, we want them to have full careers, whether that is 5 to 10 years. It's expectations that are carried over from the Japanese and Korean idol industries, which is where much of the VTuber industry takes its blueprints. So when the time comes sooner than later for some of our beloved Oshis, we tend to see this as VTubing is dying and the community is crashing down. But at this point in VShojo's history, losing 3 more members in the company meant that they were just changing, right? They outgrew the company. They didn't need assistance anymore, right? And then this happened. The absolute bombshell that is Ironmouse's departure from VShojo and exposing that they never gave the Immune Deficiency Foundation the $500,000 that was raised in her donathon is wild news that even Sports Illustrated and the Economic Times were talking about it. When you get fucking Sports Illustrated, a magazine that would never speak about VTubers a day in their life, to say, oh, this shit is fucked up. That's it. It's time to pack your fucking bags, throw your office supplies in the garbage. You ain't surviving this one.
Oh, hell no.
Do I even need to explain what Ironmouse means to this community? Everyone knows by now that she has a CVID condition that made her disabled and unable to seek out most jobs. And when all hope was lost, she turned to streaming just so she can make friends and not feel alone. Being a VTuber practically made her life change for the better. That just cause you're disabled doesn't mean you're subhuman. And yet the bastard managers who had her trust did not deliver on their promise that they were going to donate the $500,000 to the IDF in her name. It's obvious what the correct answer to this is, but I'll have to reiterate considering that these fucking cowards have yet to respond and are running away and closing down their shop like fucking pussies, nothing less. You don't steal from sick people, you greedy pricks! Seriously, this pissed me the fuck off considering that Ironmouse is one of the most sweetest people in not just the VTuber industry, but streaming in general. This girl has more humanity in her than most streamers today. People come into this medium for the money only. It's practically a competition now to see who can be the most shocking and meme-worthy out there. And then there comes along someone like Ironmouse who is chill and a lot of fun. Someone who you would be proud to call a best friend. And yet this is what the fuck she is dealing with. It is the fucking definition of mutiny. This is in no way forgivable. And just like every fan who felt betrayed by this absolute backstabbing, it only got worse and worse and worse. Just about everyone in the VShojo company have removed the VShojo name from their Twitter accounts in complete unanimous celerity with Mousy, and for good fucking reason. If this isn't the definition of sisterhood, I don't know what this is. On one hand, it's absolutely incredible to see every single one of the VShojo cast, even people like Fruit, who has long been considered to be one of the most controversial members of VShojo, even she was in on the solidarity. As of writing this, not everyone has announced their formal graduation and/or termination of their existing contracts, but it's very easy to assume that this is how it's going to be. All signs are pointing to literally everyone walking out like that WWE storyline where all the superstars walked out in front of Triple H. Like, it's obvious at this point, but VShojo is cooked. They are cooked. Oh lord, the world gonna end tomorrow. And literally the next day, after Ironmouse's bombshell video that went so viral even Moist Critical had it on his radar, our girl boss queen Kson took it a step further with a stream that has the thumbnail "Fans Deserve to Know," which, holy shit, based, I love this fucking queen! She took it upon herself to get the CEO of the Japanese branch VShojo Nova on the phone live on stream and asking the important questions about why she wasn't getting paid. Yes, this is a recurring theme that you're going to be seeing with all the members that follow after Kson. VShojo was not paying their members the money that they rightfully earned from streaming their asses off, day in and day out. And the CEO had the balls to say in front of Kson that the Japanese side of VShojo was profitable, but refused to clarify specifically why the members were not being paid their earnings. This is when she said her now famous quote, "Talents first, my ass," and quit in front of the CEO live on stream. Kson has my total fucking respect. Even if you don't watch her that often, you've got to admit this is one of the most girl boss moments that I've seen. This shit is happing me up. I'm so happy she refuses to take shit from anyone. This is how you show them who's boss, girl! Henya also went on stream about her situation as well. Just 5 minutes before she came out about her story, just to add insult to injury, she found out that her birthday merch was never shipped. Come on, guys, that's like a bulk of your money. This is fucking pathetic. And her manager and attorney are now handling the situation and will update fans when she can. She also brought up the aforementioned owing a significant amount of unpaid debts that they've delayed for a long time. Just like the others, she trusted them deeply, and that this has been a deeply unsettling, not to mention a few years ago, she nearly quit VTubing, which real ones will know what went down. Joining VShojo gave her hope again, and now that they have left her heartbroken again, she even had to apologize to her fans, which, you know, it's so sickening that all of our girls feel the need to say sorry, as none of this is their fault at all. They were taken advantage of. They were emotionally manipulated. They were guilt-tripped into staying, for fuck's sake. Kson was scared that she was not gonna get paid if she chose to leave early, and Ironmouse was feeling the pressure of carrying the company on her back, which is a total boatload of pressure to put on someone who already has enough to worry about as is. Did I mention they stole $500,000 and never donated it to the IDF, a foundation that's about a condition that one of your own fucking members has? You dumb fucks! The downfall continues from here. Michi also went on stream to speak about her situation, giving us the same story that she has not been paid by the company. And another recurring theme that I'm gonna have to bring up here is the fact that legally they can't say anything else because of these allegedly aggressive NDAs that they were forced to sign. Which I'm gonna say right now, if this company goes under, which we already know it will, those NDAs by law should be considered null and void. So I want them all to go full disclosure when it gets to that point. We are not about to stay silent by any greedy bastard who thinks they're God. I think a lot of you share the same sentiment. This is the breaking point. In fact, former member Silvervale, who left the company in 2023, revealed that her own mother had to sign an NDA. Her own mother! They must be hiding some deep dark web shit behind closed doors if they got to get her parents involved in this shit, as if Silvervale cannot be trusted to make her own legal decisions on her own like the grown woman she is. It's fucking despicable, and I'm just absolutely livid right now. The more I go down this rabbit hole, I just want to be put out of my misery like that one Linkin Park song. Now, what's most likely to happen is that all the members departing from VShojo are following the same template: abrupt, non-specific, and vague statements, followed by radio silence on the details because of, again, the stupid NDAs that they had to sign. Or they will unfortunately get sued to oblivion to the point they could never stream again in peace. In fact, according to Legal Mindset, who has a copy of a VShojo contract, there's nothing in it that will protect them from being sued to no end. Because of this, some people have been calling for the VTuber industry to be unionized so that our Oshis can be protected by law as entertainment performers who are human too, and putting an end to this toxic environment that seems to be the downfall of many of these VTuber groups, which I 100% support. If you were to sign to a VTuber company, it has to be run by competent bosses who knew exactly what they're getting into, and they don't just give you empty promises, which is something that the VShojo members accepted, but they didn't know the true dark colors that they were hiding. After all, they were advertising talent freedom on billboards, which is just wow, that has aged worse than milk now. But the point of the matter is, it's very easy right now to say, support independent VTubers, and push for this anti-corporal sentiment that all corporations are bad and deserve to dissolve, that this is the future of indie performers. However, this is still a naive statement in my opinion, even at this moment. For you see, some independent VTubers cannot afford to be independent. There is the matter of scheduling appearances at the next off-kai, getting your merchandise sent out to your fans, getting permissions to do song covers or playing certain games. Some of them have to rely on sponsorships from games and brands to even afford to pay their bills the following month. Trust me, I should know. This is not easy stuff that a single VTuber can handle by themselves unless they choose to work 2 full-time jobs, tire themselves out, and they still gotta live on food stamps. Life is unfair as fuck. And that's why corporations like Hololive, Nijisanji, VShojo, and Face Connect exist, so they can offload much of all that work onto the management and affiliated partners necessary to carry out the promotion of the characters that represent said companies. VShojo existed because these people trusted them to boost their careers and live out their idle dreams. It was not VShojo who made them who they are today. It was them who made VShojo. What these bosses don't get is that they wouldn't be shit without their talents that gave them that hard cold cash in the first place, and they would know that if they weren't so desperate to hold on to their wealth that you gotta rob sick people who can't leave their fucking house! Are you fucking kidding me? You guys ought to get sick yourselves so you can experience how it feels, you ignorant idiots! What happened, guys? Did you have your period and the blood leaked out your fucking head and out your fucking ass? You guys deserve this fucking downfall. You all are finding out in real time what it's like to be robbed. Karma is coming for you hard. And I'm so happy to see that everyone is showing massive support for all our poor individuals who are held hostage financially by this greedy company, which quite frankly, I'm gonna take a moment right now to say, but I have more respect for Nijisanji than I do for you fuckers. At least when their shit went down, it was one at a time. This is a whole damn company that is going down. Did I mention they robbed sick people? People could die from what you're doing here, and I say this from the bottom of my heart. You don't know who you hurt until the day comes that reveal your actions have consequences. Thank God that the fans have pulled through for Mousy, as not even 24 hours after she had to restart her donation to the IDF, she surpassed 500,000 once again, including donations from the likes of Dokibird, Made Mint, Gamer Subs, Jazz, JNN Animations, and I shit you not, Cinder. Yes, that's Cinder. For all her faults, she came through for our girl here, which for what it's worth, that's a great deed she's done, regardless of how you feel about her today. The loyalty of the VTuber community is absolutely unmatched, and this puts a smile on my face, seeing the fans showing this much love for Ironmouse's cause, but however, it did not have to be this way. Having her try again to make sure the IDF gets their much-deserved donation would have never happened if VShojo delivered through on their promise to do Mousy's last donation in her name. But we can all agree that there's positivity to be seen at the end of the rainbow. Regardless of a company not doing its job, this community is so loyal to their Oshis that they were willing to help out her cause. And that shows absolute humanity from our end around here. Now, according to Elara, who is another news tuber, she received information from an inside source about the current VShojo situation, where it was revealed that VShojo started downsizing and cutting staff to alleviate financial pressures. Many staff members were let go with less than 2 weeks' notice, and in some days, only a few days. This source in particular was left in the dark about the financial woes and was shocked by the sudden termination and unaware of the extent of the damage. Talents were upset by this sudden decision, which led to them separating themselves from the company. Former staff is united in working against the upper echelons of VShojo as legalities proceed for payments. Now, this is not the end of the story. It would end with them screwing over the members that they had, but what about the ones who didn't make it to VShojo? In fact, huge figures in the VTubing community like Shy Lily revealed that they were scouted by VShojo, and she knew damn well that contract was basically full of red flags and legal robbery. Others such as Fifi applied 3 times and were rejected, but you know what? It is for the better, as she thrived as an indie VTuber since then. In fact, there were auditions before this entire scandal blew up. A couple of them made it through, and sadly, they never made it into the company. Or should I say, thankfully never made it, because they dodged a bullet making it into this wasteland of betrayal and backstabbing. PewDiePie, who is a slime alien VTuber who made it into the auditions, shared her side of the story. After 4 years of blood, sweat, and slime, I really believed I made it. That all the late nights, overtime, sacrifice meant something more. I was excited to take a huge leap with the community I built as me, the weird little slime girl you know and hopefully love. But after learning what happened with Mousy's charity funds, I couldn't in good conscience move forward with my contract and it all came crashing down. That was the final straw. We were promised support, stability, and financial compensation. I was so excited to join a company I believed in, and that believed in me. But it became clear that many of those promises wouldn't be kept. A lot of us are now left shouldering the costs of decisions we didn't make. I turned down other opportunities because I believed in this one, and I don't regret having hope or for wishing on shooting stars. I was so ready! I still am. What hurts most, though, is losing the chance to debut alongside some of the most incredible, talented, kind, and hardworking girls I've ever met. I didn't join just for myself. I joined for the shared dream we all believed in, and that I still believed in. She goes on about how she's been feeling off and apologizes to her fans, which again, none of these girls have to apologize for shit. They were taken advantage of. And I think her statement about her audition that was thrown away for nothing sums up this VShojo scandal in a nutshell. Everyone, please go support PewDiePie right now. I honestly believe she has major potential from what I've seen of her, and I want her to succeed in this business. And besides, now that everyone at VShojo is independent, she can just hop on their collabs anyway. They're gonna be best friends after this regardless, I tell you what. But wait, it gets worse! Not only did they screw over their talent, not only did they screw over the auditionees who were supposed to make it into the big time, but one of their own staff members allegedly doxed the fucking talent! Yeah, they just went ahead and passed it around like it's no big deal! It's clear that this company is run by a bunch of lunatics! How much of a fucking idiot do you have to be to drop the ball on handling such a legendary cast, a cast of people who made such memorable moments in this industry? The VTuber community would be completely different had they not been around. They represent the best of the Western side of VTubing, and sadly we have to say goodbye to what was once the #1 company on the other side of the globe when it came down to VTubing. But let me reiterate that the management of the company deserves their downfall for what it's done to these wonderful people, but we can also be happy that the talents don't have to suffer anymore. They are now free to be out there, to rightfully earn from the fans the love, the support, and the profit that they deserve. The only upside to all of this is the fact all of VShojo's members own their IPs, so at the very least they will not be forced to start all over again and go incognito, so at least we have that going for them when compared to Nijisanji, who previously was the face of worst VTuber company to work for, well them and Wactor, which we do not talk about. But now VShojo has taken the cake when it comes to taking advantage of the vulnerable, stealing what belongs to the talents and the IDF, and fooling everyone into thinking they were the nice guys. They were to be trusted. At this point, I'm being a dead horse, but you get the point. The truth of the matter is, 2025 has been fucking awful for VTubing, but at the same time, VTubing couldn't be any more popular today. The watch time for VTubers is only increasing every quarter. People are getting more interested in this medium of entertainment. This is not a pandemic era fad. Otherwise, Hololive would not be doing concerts across the world right now. Sure, for all their faults and going public, they lost a few big talents, but it's still going strong today. Clearly, Hololive is doing something right that VShojo got wrong. And you already know the running gag, Face Connect wins by doing absolutely nothing! Which, yeah, it's true, no way to sugarcoat around it. The Fishman knows what he's doing, but this isn't about which corporal takes the throne at the top. As Pippa states, it's about showing support to your friends regardless of what corporal they come from. It's about the passion that we all share in this community, and that's streaming and interacting with the fans. Let's not drag each other's names in the dirt to farm tweets off of. And I know that's ironic hearing that from me, someone who is literally farming a video out of this scandal, but I would be a sucker not to. I feel like the people who blocked me on Twitter because they think I'm just some drama tuber have this false idea that talking about shit like this means that I'm not contributing anything to the community, that I'm just some grifter who profits off someone's misery. You think I want to be talking about this right now? You don't think I want to be talking about something nice like Nimi's marriage or Shando's birthday? I would love to post about that. But the truth is, we live in a world that thrives off negativity. People are hungry for drama and scandals. It's exactly what happened with Britney Spears in 2007. The human brain has a primal need to get the inside scoop out of anything that may be deemed drama or gossip, and we can't help ourselves. It's out of interest and or concern of the person involved. Sure, there are some bad actors out there who are in it for the money only, but there's legit people out there who are talking about this out of the love and respect for the talents, and that includes myself. So I don't care if more people block me after this. If you do, I respectfully call you delusional. Please never talk to me, and pretending like this isn't anything worth talking about makes you the loser here. Because the real winners in this scenario is the talents and the fans. They hold the power and the passion that keeps this VTuber industry going. This is the time to rise up and show the world that we matter. No greedy bosses can take us down. We are the VTuber community. We are united. And on that note, thanks for watching this video. And this is your sunshine, Yui Tachibana, sunsetting for the day.